I so hope it caught that. I so hope that it caught that.
Oh man. Something just clicked in my head, but proceed first, Cal.
No. Yeah, I gotta know now.
I was gonna say today your name is Deonne Dudley.
Oh, really?
Yo, hey, Deonne.
It's giving Dudley boys.
We do need to put like tape right here.
I was gonna say you're both giving Dudley boys. Somebody needs to be Bubba and put tape.
Honey, you got to put it right there too. That way you just got the fancy version.
I could be Spike.
Yeah.
Poor Spike, man.
You Honey Dudley. Like how are you? Honey Dudley is right there.
Just the idea of like the story
the sweetest
of
Dudley.
The
sweetest Dudley. Come on. Yo,
that's a shirt.
We doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast. We are your hosts, the Councilman, the People's Nightmare, and the Sweetest Oos Wrestling with Honey. Back for another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast. We want to thank everybody for joining in today. It's very weird because WrestleMania really messed me up. Like, I don't think they should be doing it at the end of April because I forgot we did a whole show last week. It felt like I have not recorded with them in forever. Like, I forgot about the WrestleMania Hangover edition. I was like, forgot we shot that.
That was a lot of show too. Tried to get through. That was a lot. We had to go through.
And that was just like what, a couple weeks ago?
That was a week ago.
That was a week ago.
That was a week ago. Because like I was making the graphics and I was just like, we definitely got to talk about Zelina Vega as the U.S. champ now. And I'm like, we talked about that last week. I was like, I went and looked at our page and I was like, we had a whole episode I cannot remember. But we're here once again. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Aminatu, happy Sunday to you. Denise, happy Sunday. We got to get you on the show. Denise, we definitely got to get you on the show. If you are not following Denise on social media, please go follow her. Her takes on the wrestling industry are always great, as well as her watch-alongs. Got to come on WWT as well and give your opinions. But we got a lot to talk about. We got some very not sad. I will call it bittersweet news. Of course, if you are a fan of wrestling, WWE has brought back that time of releases. We will be talking about that today, as well as some more trending news. We also got our backlash predictions, and as well as our finish or flop. Honey was at the helms of that one today, and I'm very excited to talk about it. And then something else that I'm very excited to discuss: the most underrated WWE superstars. I don't think we talk about that enough. We talk about overrated. We talk about the greatest, the GOATs, the great tag teams. We never talk about the boats. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit for doing that because you knew I was on a roll. And you, okay. I see what you did. Okay, I'm not even gonna get mad. What up, Sage D? Happy that you're joining in and everybody that's watching. And then, of course, also to all of our nerds out there, may the 4th be with you. It is officially Star Wars Day. So, of course, this is a podcast full of nerds. So we're also going to be doing yes.
I tried to get it. It didn't come. The force is not strong with me today.
The force is not strong with us in the morning time. Yeah. Check on the force with us in the afternoon. That's when it's stronger. But we will be doing a best wrestler to be in Star Wars. And so that's why you want to check out this full edition of the Kayfabe Podcast. But let's go ahead and jump into the first news. Friday Night SmackDown. I just want y'all to look at this image. For those who listen to the audio version, Naomi standing on top of Jade Cargill holding the WWE Women's Championship after an incredible tag team main event between Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, and Naomi. So the question that I have, is it time for Naomi to stand at the top of the mountain on SmackDown? Deonne, your thoughts?
Given her character work since turning heel, absolutely. I think her off the hinges. I love when wrestlers crash out. Like, I just love it. Like, what was that borderline thing that took you to to the edge of insanity and just threw you off the bridge. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
threw off the cliff. This image here, I mean, it could be like a tester, sort of an indication of like, hey, let's see how the crowd reacts to her holding this title, standing over Jade that she didn't beat at Mania. And I think after seeing this image and seeing it on Friday, I'm like, I think I'm ready for it, man, because this is a new Naomi. This isn't the glow. This isn't, smile and wave to kids. This is just unhinged, insanity. So
proceed with caution.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued. And again, if you do good character work too, I'm all in it. I'm here for the matches too, but the character's got to mean something as well. And she's made her character mean a lot over the past month and a half of turning heel. So I don't know what that does with Tiffany at the moment, but yeah, I think it's time to put that rockets fully on Naomi with this heel turn, because I'm thinking overall heels in the women's division, she might be at the top of that list right now.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Honey, let me ask you, we were a little in a disagreement with the outcome at WrestleMania with Naomi versus Jade Cargill. We were wondering, like, yo, would this kind of decline the new change in Naomi? Let me ask you again, same question. Your thoughts on pulling the trigger on this, and with seeing this image now, does it make the loss at WrestleMania make a little more sense to you?
It definitely does. I think that there's a bigger story going on, or there has been a bigger story going on that we weren't even seeing when they were part of the big three. You know what I mean? There was there was that point, excuse me, there was that turning point in time with Naomi where she was just like, I'm not feeling this girl. And I'm pretty much done with that. And now turning into this, completely going from the glow and turning into this kind of I would say this is just another break of her shell of herself. I think this is something that has been within her for a long time, and she could be channeling a lot of frustrations and struggles that she had, that she's able to utilize in her art form. And now also, let's not forget, she's married to a Samoan. She's part of the Wild Samoan. So Wild Samoan unhinged Naomi is on a whole nother level. So I totally and firmly believe that it is totally possible that we could see something like this in the future. And I think that the rivalry of her and Jade is something that's going to be going on for years to come. Like, I think it's just going to be one of those long-standing women's rivalries that's going to be like at the top of the list, where it's like one of the greatest stories told.
Yeah, you can get some mileage out of it. And
yes,
just think about like the character work. Her character work again, even her post about the releases, like I love when they stay in character on social. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's a buy-in, right? Like that's like Naomi's all in on this new character change, because she didn't have to say that about Jade, man. She didn't have to say that about, like, of all the people who got released today, I keep them all and release Jade. Like, I'm like, wait a minute now. That's the pettiest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like,
but it was hilarious. That was hilarious. I'm like, yo, Drew, you better watch your spot, as the Twitter.
Even that's what I feel like. That's what I meant to say. Also, I feel like there's every now and then there comes a superstar who's having their Drew McIntyre year, and Drew McIntyre he's just continuing. He just hasn't stopped, right? So now that I feel like that same formula is being put to Naomi, and I absolutely freaking love it. I love it.
I do too. No disrespect to my client, Tiffy, but
no,
if this was pulled, I'm like, I would not be mad about it. I would actually applaud it and cheer it, because I do feel like it's Naomi's time. But what really even gets me going about this change with Naomi, especially what we saw this past Friday, was there's two routes this can go that still makes her incredibly strong as a character. So again, let's say we're talking about a singles run and becoming champion. But let's say, for instance, they're not done with Tiffy time just yet, because we did see, as she did a promo with Nia Jax, Tiffy time is getting stronger and stronger, especially after her win in Charlotte. So I don't know if they're necessarily going to take the belt off of her soon. But what I also see that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is the fact that you have two people in the Samoan family that became what could be a dominant tag team if they decided to form together. Naomi and Nia Jax as the women's tag team champions,
just running wrecking shop.
Lord, give me strength. Lord, give me strength.
Nia so much.
Lord, give me strength. And let's not forget the Tonga twins have been around.
So just think about that. But then also too, you still got this beef with Jade Cargill. Now, all of a sudden, here comes Bianca. Once again, who needs to help Jade Cargill. Now we have another dope. Like, again, you don't have to make them a tag team again, but to be able to get them to go where we see this phenomenal match to finally put an end to this rivalry, Naomi and Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill one more time as a tag team.
That's at least one of the big four. That's gotta be.
That's a SummerSlam match in MetLife. I'm just throwing it out there. And again, that's if you don't pull the trigger on making her champ. That is a match for SummerSlam.
Now you better stop that.
Hey, listen, if it happens, you know where it was at. It was at the Kayfabe Podcast where we dropped it, okay? That's all I'm saying, though. But it seems brighter for Naomi with this heel turn.
Well, you have to like separate yourself, right? You got to be something else. You have to be like an other than, right? Bianca's a legend already. She's a Hall of Famer if she retired today.
Yeah.
And she has her character. Nia has her, Jade has hers, but it's those wrestlers who take that extra step, outside the box. And Naomi's done that. I didn't think she turned heel, even though for months we speculated it had to be her. You know what I mean? It had to be. It just had to be.
Let me post something to you guys. Now, is it turning heel or is this just being her true self?
I want to say turning heel because when I saw her on Total Divas, like I see why her and Jimmy are married because she's so goofy.
She's funny as hell.
She is hilarious. Yeah. And I think it's just it needed that fresh change because, to be honest, Naomi is kind of one of those last ones during that time who has now gotten a chance to come out of that shell, like we've talked about, kind of like where you had to play this particular role of being like a black wrestler. So you had to kind of find this little niche to be seen and be okay. So it's like, okay, I have to kind of pander to the fans with the whole glow thing and everything. But now it's like, okay, I have a little creative control. I'm a veteran in the back, so I get to kind of like have a say. So not even kind of, I get to have a say so in where I like to move in this direction. And then just to also throw this in there, Team Bad 2.0, you throw Lash Legend in there, y'all got a fucking problem.
Who needs a home at the moment?
Yes. Y'all got a problem if it's the three of them.
Man,
who needs a home?
Listen,
like I'm all down for women's factions, man. Like I don't think we have enough.
And even with all of that being said, on Naomi's end, Jade could still be strong because we saw she's beaten Naomi already. There could be a point in time where Naomi could get the upper hand or get one lick back, and it could keep going back and forth. You know what I mean? Like Rock Austin type shit.
Yeah, because essentially she's gonna be going until she gets her lick back. She's if she keeps losing, she's gonna keep coming back till she wins. Like it's gonna be one of those situations.
Exactly.
I'm gonna keep trying till
I
win.
Jade is just gonna keep coming back. Like she's just gonna keep being the storm. You know what I mean? Like that will always come back to haunt her.
Yeah, but Naomi, I'm loving this turn for her, man. But to your question too, honey, I think it's more of a heel turn too. Like just given how she turned heel, like she Black Widow Jade, man.
Yeah,
like,
she sure did.
Like that's a heelish thing to do. And then blame it on other people. So yeah. So
and they took your belt. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
And then took your belt. Yeah.
Your partner.
She had a better revenge tour than Liv if it can't be. Well, not better. Let me not say that, but it's definitely up there.
It's head to
head. She was like, let's right behind there. And give me your belt. and I'm finna get my spots.
Boy.
And I'm gonna beat your ass.
She had the most to gain out of it, so we knew it had to be her. But man, yeah. Loving this turn, man. Especially when the women get a more, I guess, spotlight on their feud and on their rosters, whatever. It's always a plus. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where we go with this.
And not for nothing, this version of Naomi would be absolutely amazing going against Tiffy time on a big level, only because wasn't Naomi one of the first ones she was messing with when Tiffany first came onto the roster, and then it's this version of her. That could be how the title transitions, and we get to this at a certain point. You know what I mean? That that match is gonna.
It's gonna be a banger.
Work, Naomi.
But shout out to Naomi, man, and this new heel change, and hopefully we see that WWE Women's title around her waist very soon. But we're gonna keep it pushing now. We just found out that we will be getting a Saudi Arabia destination in 2025. It looked like we weren't with the movement of Crown Jewel going to Perth, Australia this year. It seemed like we were not going to be going over to Saudi Arabia this year, which kind of made sense because the Royal Rumble is going to be there next year. But Saudi was like, F that, we want a show. And we now have found out that Night of Champions is soon to be announced to be heading over to Saudi Arabia. Now, I just want to get y'all thoughts on Night of Champions going to Saudi Arabia and with a certain champion that has been crowned at WrestleMania. John Cena is said to be scheduled to be at Night of Champions.
Did they add a date?
We have not added a date. We have not added a date. No, most likely they're going to do a press conference to announce it and announce when. But it looks like it most likely will be maybe September, since we don't have a PLE during that time. I think they're going to exchange Bad Blood for this one, since we have Crown Jewel in Perth.
Yeah, that was in October last year.
Yeah,
Bad Blood. So yeah, that's around the same time.
Because when is Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel is what? October, right?
Usually, or November.
Well, I know
October. That's
November is
November's like Survivor Series.
Yeah. October 11th for Crown Jewel. So most likely Night of Champions will most likely be in will be in September, since we know SummerSlam is in August, or it might be July. So either July or September.
So did the Night of Champions replace King of the Ring, or are we not doing King of the?
Yeah, they said we weren't having the King of the Ring this year.
Huh.
Yeah, we're not doing
it. That's unfortunate because it's meant something lately.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, I enjoy it, but also too, I don't mind it lingering a little longer than just a year.
Okay.
And also too, I noticed that they didn't necessarily push too much of it after they've won, after they had their title shots and stuff. So it's very interesting to see as to how they'll move about that. But I do think they need King of the Ring, just because King and Queen of the Ring, just because of how we saw with the winners of the Royal Rumble at WrestleMania and the fact that they don't get the main event no more. It kind of takes that win, not take fully away, but it kind of diminishes the win at Royal Rumble a little bit more. Now it's just kind of like, okay, it's a title shot. So I don't know if that's the reason why they took Queen and King of the Ring away, because now it kind of falls into the same thing.
Well, what Money in the Bank is in July?
Yeah,
or something like that. So you have that too, I think.
Yeah, so this has to be in September. So Clash of Champions has to be in September if we're doing Money in the Bank in July.
Yeah. And I can see why King and Queen of the Ring aren't on the calendar for this year, just because you do have essentially the same concept a bit in Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
That could go for a year. But yeah, I mean, it's WWE doing WWE things, man. We expect them to go across the pond now. We expect them to go all over the world now. They've been doing it consistently for 3 years now? Not just the Saudi shows, but just everything else, 2-3 years. So, those places pack out. We watch them no matter what time of day. I'm glad it's afternoon.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be losing a lot of sleep in certain cases, depending on where and when.
Yeah, I'm glad it's probably an afternoon again on a Saturday. I'm here for that. And give me an afternoon pay-per-view any day. Like I'm good.
No, this might be in the morning. In Saudi,
In
we
Saudi,
probably
are they usually
no, afternoon for y'all, morning for us.
morning for you, yeah.
It'll be like 8 a.m. Clash of Champions, and it's like, all right.
I still don't think I recovered from that elimination chamber in Australia that they had. What was it? Was it not last? Was it last year?
Last year,
Yeah,
that was fire. But
man,
I'm gonna ask Honey this first.
Oh God.
Now we know Saudi Arabia is a huge fan of certain wrestlers that they want to make sure are there to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we mentioned this in the John Cena timeline. On a scale of 1 to 10, chances that John Cena will defend his championship against Logan Paul at Clash of Champions.
At Clash of Champions or Night of Champions? Excuse me.
Night of Champions. I don't know why I can call it Clash.
Can I jump in real quick? Would that show be like a champion versus champion thing? Or is it just because haven't they done that in the past too?
They have, and we know like in Saudi, these are more side missions. As far as the main story, this is kind of like, like fan fiction, like how we do a little bit. So that could also be a thing. But I know they have done it before. So
don't they have that title belt too?
Well, that was for King of the Ring, right? King and Queen of the Ring for them to get that.
No, because Cody and Liv won it.
But wasn't that Queen and King of the Ring?
I don't remember.
Good Lord, no, good Lord, bro. There's so much that didn't happen.
Because it was Gunther versus Cody that night.
Oh yeah, it was champion versus champion. I think that was a one-off thing, kind of like how they did the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I don't know if they would do that for Night of Champions. I feel like that's more like a crown jewel thing. Yeah, because wasn't it called the Crown Jewel Champions?
Mm-hmm. Crown Jewel Championship.
Right. Yeah, so they probably have that for Crown Jewel.
Okay.
But I recall saying on our Cena timelines that Logan Paul and Cena would meet at Crown Jewel.
I think I also said that as well.
But
this still counts.
Again, but then again, and this is what this is happening when? This month?
No, this may be they haven't announced it fully.
Oh, they haven't announced when.
But most likely it'll be in September because this month we got Backlash, then we go on the Saturday night main event.
And Crown Jewels in October. I mean, I think it's possible we could. Well, I know who we're definitely going to see. Out there in Saudi Arabia, and it would have to be Logan Paul. I mean, but John Cena and Logan Paul, it could be then. If not, it will happen at Crown Jewel.
Okay. Now, Deonne, I'm gonna ask you this: with this happening, is this the point where Cody Rhodes should get his rematch for the title, or do you see another stage more fitting for Cody Rhodes to get a rematch against Cena?
Yeah, I don't know if it's here because it's like you said, it's a side quest, man. It's a side mission. Like we rarely weave in like the reality of week to week into these shows, unless it's like a King and Queen of Ring who has like some outcome going forward. But I don't think this is a spot for him to get it back or a spot for him to do it. I don't think we've had like any title changes on these Saudi cards either. Like,
no, we have. We have. This is when the Fiend won his championship against Seth over here.
Was that there? Was that a Saudi show?
Yep,
that was Saudi.
Oh God! Oh, I forgot all about that.
Saudi, yeah.
Has that been the only time?
Oh, oof.
That's it.
Yeah, like because I always consider them side missions, so I think I forgot all of. Think about it. I forgot all about that because I don't know if this will be the spot for him to win it back, and I don't mind him chasing a little longer too, considering John Cena's on his tour. We got Randy Orton coming up next. No telling who else might pop up. I want to see Cena with a good run with that title though. So maybe it's not. Maybe maybe it's not this year, man, but it's only May.
I think that was the biggest title change that we've seen. I think like the tag team championships.
That's what I meant.
I think that's the biggest
title.
one. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. Like as far as like titles that have changed was the Fiend beating Seth Rollins.
Well,
yeah, I don't think this might be the place for it to happen.
Didn't Bray? Well, never mind. We don't like to bring that one up.
Which one?
Super Showdown.
Does that count though?
Y'all remember a lot of these more than
it was for a championship.
It was for a championship.
It was for a championship. Bray Wyatt and Goldberg.
Oh, we're talking about that one.
That one. Yeah.
We don't talk about that one.
Hey, man,
I don't like to, but I'm saying it was
a last match this year too.
We don't talk about that one. But okay, so I will say this though. What it with all the current stars that we have, which champion, excuse me, do you think could steal the show? No, matter of fact, no. Let me ask this instead. No. I want to ask this instead. With this now happening over in Saudi Arabia, do you think that it's a good time to not only include these championships, but also NXT and TNA? Now that we have those things blooming, that partnership, should those championships also now start being included in Night of Champions?
Now that you mentioned it, I am very curious to see how Saudi Arabia would react to a Joe Hendry.
And Obafemi?
Oh, my Lord, stop. Yeah. Wow.
And Stephanie McCurr?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you think this would be a smart time to start putting those titles on the line?
I mean,
it's Night of Champions, right? Let's
why not? Yeah,
let's do it.
I feel like Night of Champions should be about that.
But it also depends, like how many main roster titles do we have between the men and women?
I want to say what between
NXT men.
No, just like Raw and SmackDown, just like the
Raw
main.
and SmackDown.
Yeah,
I want to say maybe 9 or 10.
Everybody get on that card. Does every title get on that card?
There's usually 5 or 6 matches.
This is Saudi, so that could change. It could be more than 5 for Saudi.
I think it's possible.
And especially the way they've been moving with not necessarily putting the tag team championships in defense on Night of Champions. If you decide that you want mid cards to just kind of remain on the flagship shows, you now have a spot. Because you have what now? That's the 2 men's titles, the 2 women's titles. You throw in NXTs, and then you throw in both TNA and the knockouts. That's 8 matches.
Huh?
If I'm TNA, I love to be included on this because their brand is growing again, man. Like it's good for them.
Yeah. I really would like to see Saudi Arabia crash out for Joe Hendry. I'm kind of curious to see what that looks like. And I know they probably go crazy. Because they love them in London, in Paris.
See Saudi believe.
If we don't get TNA, at least include NXT. I think if you don't get TNA, at least include them. Get Obo over there.
Or maybe just Joe Hendry. I can see just Joe Hendry. No disrespect to Masha Slamovich at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
For the pop, to Honey's point, I could see him. Woo! Night of Champions. Joe Hendry versus AJ Styles. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Joe Hendry versus AJ Styles for the TNA Championship at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
Oh my God.
Saudi is Elseworld, man.
That is a mouthful. That is a mouthful of a sentence that you just said.
Come on, man. London, Paris, Tokyo, America, Scotland, Canada, and Mexico.
Damn it.
Do you believe?
We believe. Even in presidency, we believe.
We believe.
In Joe Hendry.
I don't see all the people on them couches just doing this.
Oh man. Hey, if I could watch an event like that, I will love it.
They probably lose their shit. They probably lose their shit.
I think they would, yo. I really believe they would. I feel like it's something there that they're doing. And if you don't give me AJ Styles, give me Joe Hendry versus Drew McIntyre. Just the shit talking. And Drew ain't even got to go over, but just the preparation of it would be incredible.
And see, and the fans over there, they keep up with everything. So
Yes,
the fact they've seen Joe Hendry on NXT, they've seen him at WrestleMania in a ring with Randy Orton.
Yes,
they're aware of who Hendry is.
Yeah,
let's put him on the card. Let's pop him. Let's put him in there and see what happens, man.
Yeah, so we'll find as we find out more about Night of Champions, we will of course let y'all know here on the Kayfabe Podcast. But as you can see from the three of us and here, we're very excited to see Night of Champions making its return. Now, of course, we are going to get into these WWE releases in just a bit, but we also want to talk about potential signees that may be coming. And it seems like there's another AEW star that is ready to make the jump into the major leagues. Take that how you will. You know what it is. Mariah May. Mariah May has stated that the former AEW Women's World Champion did not want to re-sign or sign an extension to her AEW contract after her match with Toni Storm for what we call one of the greatest matches in AEW history, the Hollywood ending. And it seems that she is ready to make the jump to WWE, and WWE is very interested in acquiring Mariah May. Now, of course, the big question is, with everything that's going on in WWE, including these releases, including having the greatest women's division right now in the world, where does Mariah May fit into the WWE mold? Does she go to NXT, or do they jettison her straight to the main roster? Honey, let me get your thoughts. Where does Mariah May go? Well, first, thoughts on her making the jump. And where do you see her going?
I think this is awesome for her. She's definitely grown into her own way with AEW. Her character development. I honestly never thought she could turn into what she's become. And I see a lot of more. I could see a lot of more growth in her. I feel like she has a lot more to offer for the wrestling business, and she's a great worker. I totally think that the jump is going to be awesome for her. As far as where she goes, I think she would. That's tough, because to fit into the best women's division, is not going to be no easy feat. But I think if I were to put her somewhere, I would put her with Shawn first and bring her to NXT. I feel like Shawn would have a lot of fun with her.
Yeah.
And she'd definitely be one of his top heels.
Okay. Deonne, same question. Thoughts on Mariah May deciding that she will no longer, that she won't re-sign with AEW, and then where should she be placed?
Man, I agree with Honey. Down in NXT. Women's division is solid. You got the performance center down there too to get a lot of reps in while you're there. Also, like the way that NXT and that women's division has been featured on the main rosters lately, you never know. Like you could be in NXT for a month or two, it feels like, and make it to the main roster. But just the fact that they're being featured, Stephanie McCurry being featured on, and Julia being featured on like Raw, and there's no telling, like that title is not just for NXT anymore. Like I've seen Stephanie McCurry more on Raw than probably NXT when I'm just watching or perusing. So no, I think this is the best spot for her to land in, just so she can make some waves. Audience, if they're not familiar with her, they get a chance to get a little more intimately familiar with her down in NXT, and then watch her come up and get to the main roster. We got the draft coming up too. So if she were able to say she signed before the draft and she's there, let me walk that back, because I just keep her in NXT. Keep her in NXT and let her do her reps for the years there, for a year or so there, and then move her up, because that roster's tight, man. It's gonna be tough to get called up a little bit too, and you don't want to get lost down there.
Yeah,
but I don't think she would, given her work she's done before, given that she's coming in with a name.
Yes,
NXT, get best women's division on the roster, well, in WWE. So that's a safe place for her to be before she makes that main jump. So that's where I put her. I'll put her in NXT.
All right. I am going to have to play the different wheel on this between my two co-hosts. One, I am glad that she's making the jump. I think her character is incredible, and I think AEW doesn't know how to make that focus onto that. So that's what they kind of lack when it comes to these things, because there's several storylines Mariah May could have had and shined on that they kind of fell short just because they're more focused on matches rather than the storylines. I think she should go straight to SmackDown. I think SmackDown needs Mariah May. I think you need to have a battle of the blondes between her and Tiffy and the rest of these folks that are on the roster. And just because of what y'all said, and even to what Boza is saying, the reason why I don't want her to go to NXT is because of the fact that it is such a stacked roster already. And even to what we're going to be talking about in just a minute about the WWE releases is every time you do bring these stars in, a group of these people have to go down the list now when it comes to stories. So now it's like if we're getting ready, for example, we're getting ready for a Sol Ruka run, that may now have to take a brief hold because Mariah May is
in.
Yeah, and so it's like we see that is the repetitive pattern that has been happening. Look at Ricky Saints, look at Ethan Page. All of these people have had to now get put to the top, and then we now see these folks that we're starting to get behind start to kind of now have to take a back seat with less TV time. I think Mariah May has shown that she is ready on the mic, she is ready in the ring, she is ready creative wise to be able to make that main roster jump, and I think it's a good look on WWE to be able to show that, hey, it's not just NXT that we need these here, we also believe that these superstars outside of the place that we've trained are able to come straight to the roster, and who better than to put the former AEW Women's World Champion onto a main roster and just become the glamorous one all over SmackDown.
No,
I think it'd be incredible for her.
Because you talk about her being like a former AEW champion too.
Yep.
If she showed up, let me just ask, because again, AEW, I watch it every now and then, or try to. If she showed up on SmackDown, like in a run-in or something, crowd reaction, what do you think that would be for her?
I think she'd get a pop.
You think she'd get one?
I think she would definitely get a pop.
Okay.
I think she would definitely get a pop. So here's where I'm iffy about it. And this is about to run. I'm iffy for you to do it to Tiffy. I don't necessarily think that's the person she should go after first. But I think, and this is, and I don't want this to, no, because this could still play out right. I think her in a beef with Zelina Vega would be incredible. I think her running in on Zelina Vega's match and knocking her down would be dope. Or her going after Chelsea Green.
You want my friend to get jumped?
I don't want the friend, our friend to get jumped.
Friend of the show?
Yes, friend of the show, friend of ours. But I want to see her continue to elevate, and I don't want to see her get lost in the sauce of just holding that title. I want to see her be able to show her mic skills, to be able to show her in-ring capability and all that creativity she has. And I think having an opponent and a combatant like Mariah May is something that would be great. Or like I said, even a Chelsea Green. I think I more want to see her go after Chelsea Green than anything. And I don't even need it to be a run-in. Like I can see Chelsea Green just having a promo bitching about how she wants her title back, and then all of a sudden Mariah May music just hits. And then, like, in case you don't know, let me introduce myself. I am the glamorous one. Mariah May. Like I just, yeah, or even having vignettes of getting ready for her debut would also be an incredible run.
I would show, honestly, I would bring her in as a run-in. I'd want her to jump somebody though. I would. And she, not for nothing, looking at her here before, for an instance, when he first put it up, I almost thought it was Maurice.
I mean, that's what happens when you're blonde. I mean, I can't even get mad at that.
To jump back to what you said, Will, to jump back to what you said too, the utilization of vignettes can play huge in. Look at Penta, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
vignettes every week. I mean, the Aleister Black teases, right? Like all that stuff. Vignettes. Oh man,
That's what I'm
I
saying,
feel like
man.
we don't use them enough. They didn't use them enough once upon a time ago, but
And now
now
they're
they're
using
getting
for
back to the point where,
Naomi.
like use a little teaser here and there every week. Keep us guessing about it.
Yeah.
Alina.
I think Mariah May would be great for that.
Even do
Yeah, I
even
think
do
a
a
vignette
throwback.
would be
Yeah, even
suitable for her.
even do like a throwback vignette where like it's not like a little tease or like whatever. Go back and look at Triple H's vignette. Says Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Man, this
Yep.
man just sitting in a
All of
chair,
that. Yeah.
Ponytail, like
Yes.
it's so good.
Helmsley.
Yes.
And he's telling you who he is. And by the time he got there, you wanted to boo him out of the building.
Just
Yep.
get him.
And even Kurt Angle.
And once again, that sets it up great if you want to have her do a run against Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was like, I don't get my spots, but y'all keep doing these vignettes with this Mariah May girl, whatever her name is. Like, just imagine that, or like the exclusive interview.
That's what you need. Oh, I love those, man. I love those. Those are parts of wrestling, man. They're so old school, but they still work.
And it helps to what we said was lacking in AEW, which was that character development. Like, just I think it just meant like, who are the commentators again? Like Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore goes to not having her in ring or in the studio there. Like, they go on set where she is laying on like that little foyer couch with the
fainting couch.
Yeah,
like
with her feather robe.
Yes, welcome to my abode. Have a seat, please. Let's talk. Like
boudoir.
Yeah, boudoir. Yeah, like it's so much potential.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that. That's perfect. I don't want to run in. I want vignettes.
I want the vignettes, man. Then the premiere.
Those Mankind vignettes were really good.
Mankind vignettes were genius.
Wasn't he playing a piano in one?
Yes.
Yes. Even Razor Ramon.
Yep.
Shout out RP Sky Hall, like Razor Ramon. Mr. Perfect.
Kurt Angle, like Olympic gold medalist, his 3 eyes.
Yep.
We should
Cody Rhodes. Undashing Cody Rhodes,
those
vignettes, or dashing Cody Rhodes vignettes, like, man, those
bring back vignettes, man. That's what we did. That's what
bring
we
them back. Bring them back.
That's what she needs. If we can get that, I think that is what gives her a great setup to go straight to SmackDown. Then that way we don't have to worry about the women's division in NXT having to worry about others having to take a back seat and waiting, because I think that is kind of the hardest thing that's a little bit more different than the main roster is you are waiting for that call up. Mm-hmm. You want to work to where they want to call you up, but it has gotten a lot more difficult, to get a call up. And so if you're somebody who is not as strong over the crowd or on TV time, like a Roxanne, like a Stephanie McCool, if you are like kind of like a Tatum Paxley, it's like, dang, man, am I ever going to get out of the graduating class and go up to the main roster? So but we shall see what happens as more as the story develops with Mariah May. But let's go ahead and get into the main big trending news, which is, of course, it is that time again. WWE has released 17 superstars in the last 2 days. Now, we have quite a few on here. I didn't want to fit all of them in here on just one card, but the following people have been let go from the WWE roster, and that is including Braun Strowman, NXT's Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Gigi Dolan, Jakara Jackson, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Eddie Thorpe. Do I have Jakara on here too? I'm sorry, my apologies. I do have Jakara.
So nice you had to put her twice. It's all good.
So nice I had to put her twice.
I get it. That was for Dylan. That was for Dylan.
Right. Ora Mensa, Riley Osborne, Joe and Mark Coffey, Wolfgang known as Gallus, Danny Palmer, Javier Benel, and now we have just learned as well, Shotzi has been released from the WWE. Now, my first question is thoughts on these releases and which one was the most shocking to you out of this list? Deonne, let me start with you.
I had a few shocking ones. I mean, Eddie Thorpe was one that came out of nowhere. I felt like he was in good standing. because he's been featured on NXT for a lot lately. The Jakara one caught me off guard too because I don't understand that one. That one never doesn't make sense because we got a relash and they're forming this tag team.
Makes perfect
sense.
I'll explain it when you finish.
Okay. Well, Cora Jade was another one. I won't say it was a surprise, but it was, man, because she had done some time in TNA form recently. Came back from injury. But those are only two. Those are probably only three for me. If there's other ones like Braun, I mean, was he out hurt? Wasn't he out injured? Nope. Was he not hurt or injured?
He was back. He was back already. He just
I think he had just had a match with Carmelo Hayes. Like I think.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. But no, man. Looking at this list of people who got released, it's tough, man. You have to look at it as the way I described it is sports entertainment, right? This is where that sports part takes a play into it. Just like NBA or NFL players get released, it happens. But if they're not utilized, like here in WWE, it's probably a better move for them because Shayna Baszler, I'll say it, that SummerSlam match with Ronda Rousey completely killed her, destroyed her momentum. Whatever that MMA fight I don't know what that was. An exhibition. I don't know what that was. It sucked the air out of that arena.
It did not help.
After Shayna got the biggest pop for turning on Ronda, and it wasn't used. It's just unfortunate, man. You never want to see anybody get released, but the way the wrestling landscape is set now, TNA is an avenue. TNA could be an avenue back to WWE. AEW still out there, and the Indies are Indian, man. Like it's hotter than ever.
Mm-hmm.
But if Dakota Kai too, now since I'm looking at pictures and looking at names, Dakota Kai made no sense either. She was just in the championship for the Intercontinental title, right?
I think that Dakota Kai was definitely the most surprising.
I'll go with that one. That's surprising one.
Dakota Kai, Jakara Jackson, and Cora for me. I was kind of put off by it because we just saw the metaphor, kind of like be together one last time, and then they had to disband and go their own separate ways and things like that. But I guess. I mean, of course they kept Lash Legend, but I would have thought that they would have brought in the Meta Girls as another solidified tag team threat that could go in to the main roster. But
that's what it looks like they were building them to.
Yeah, Gigi got lost in the sauce. I think Gigi Dolan got lost in the sauce. Unfortunately, Cora Jade, I saw more. I thought there would be more for her, but I'm not sure what happened there. Braun Strowman, I could understand.
He's had a good run, man. Like his first run, Vince destroyed.
Yeah,
the fact that he hasn't been he's never held a world title, right? Or WWE championship.
He only did once.
He beat your boy.
Oh, yeah.
Goldberg.
He beat Goldberg.
During the pandemic, because yes, it does. Roman caught COVID and was not able to go up in the match.
Oh yeah, that happened.
He beat Goldberg.
Okay, but let's imagine how Braun was when he first showed up. Not with the Wyatt family, but when he was flipping over Mac Riggs. Like Braun
and lifting ambulances.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one you put the title on and run with.
Shit out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah. and nothing happened with him, but he had a good little comeback here. But
yeah, I'll say it like this: all these people needed to go.
I understand it.
Every single one of these people needed to go, and it all makes perfect sense to me. And this is not in the point to call any of them sucky at all. I think all of them need to leave to be able to polish themselves to become a product that WWE wants to have. And I will break this down with all of them. Braun Strowman was never the same since Brock Lesnar punked him at the Royal Rumble.
That punch.
Yeah, he was never the same after that. Braun Strowman should have collected a receipt and knocked the shit out of Brock Lesnar. That was his Becky Lynch the man moment, and he didn't get to do it because of Vince. And the problem with this one was marketing, because they should have put him with the Wyatts again, and they didn't, because they wanted him to be this product for kids, because kids really enjoyed Braun Strowman. But of course,
he's tag team champions with a kid.
Exactly. But kids are very fickle and they switch over so quickly. And so that became the problem with Braun. And then the big thing you had too was now the big men versus the big men, which was him and Bronson Reed, and you didn't pit that together. So his storyline started to fall off. And then another thing people also have to keep in mind is also too contracts and payment. Normally they will not renew contracts because they want to form new ones for them that have different pricing for them. Mm-hmm. So for some of these acquisitions, they may not want to keep paying them the rate that they were. So right now they release them and then can potentially bring them back, but now either under a different rate now. Cora Jade is a unfortunate byproduct of NXT 2.0. She just never recovered from that. And then, of course, with injury as well, along with Gigi Dolan. The Mandy Rose thing, the toxic attraction fallout, she never recovered from that. Then you add injury on top of that, it just didn't work. And unfortunately, that's what caught her. Same thing, I believe, with Kota Kai, injury prone. So the thing is, it's like it's very hard to want to strap a rocket on Dakota Kai, and then she gets taken out. And I believe that was the main reason why they didn't crown her inaugural Intercontinental Champion, because of her being accident prone. But she is one of those that if she went somewhere else and can show that she's going to remain healthy, they will welcome her back with open arms.
But that's tough too, Will. Like being like given that label of injury prone.
Yeah.
Like that's the label you don't want.
That's why her tag team partner, what was her name? What was her name? The one with the shiniest wizard.
Oh, Tegan Knox.
Same thing. Injury prone. Shayna Baszler, hard to promote. Just gonna keep it plain simple. I don't want to jump too deep into it.
You can make her badass like she was in NXT, though, man.
But that's not what they're promoting on that product. You remember, they're promoting the kids. TNA just got rid of showing blood and everything on their programming.
Excessively.
That's
the word they used. So, yeah.
but they're stepping away from that because of a product that they need to sell. And right now, the whole MMA tough sports thing is not what they're trying to show on WWE. Jakara and the entire metaphor was a shit show from the start. They tried to do it. They tried to make it work. It did not work. So
I wasn't a fan until the girls were by themselves.
That was
it. Wasn't a fan.
Man.
And it is what it is. And so now it was who's going to be the shining star out this group. Ora Mensa, personality wise, didn't get over, didn't help and evolve. So that's why I can see them letting him go. Jakara Jackson, too many botches in the ring. I mean, even over in WWT, TK called it at TNA during their fatal four-way tag match for the TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions. She was like, I don't think Jakara's going to be here that much longer. And they just called it. Riley Osborne, the same thing. No one knew who this guy was.
Yeah.
Out of the whole Chase U, this was the guy no one ever saw. Eddie Thorpe, same thing, just very problematic. His whole entire run didn't go over well. Even with the strap matches, even with getting the NXT title, no one cared. Even as far as being a heel, no one cared. And that's worse than being booed, is when no one cared. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, of course, one of the first tag teams, but it's very hard to promote them because they look like little children. And the only thing you can promote them is as gymnastics, and no one's taking that.
But I mean, she won Ninja Warrior, man.
When's the last time you watched Ninja Warrior?
It's been a few years.
I never watched it.
Who the fuck watched Ninja Warrior?
I never watched it.
It's been a few years. Here's the thing, like
I watched WWE.
We've seen people repackage their Will and be like,
but that, and they tried with them. It didn't come together. And this was it. And again, they unfortunately are hitting the effects of the tag team division before the women's tag team division became something. And then now you have these small little women who are not calling them small as far as like they ain't shit, but like small in stature.
Tiny.
Against now major superstars they're putting as tag teams. Like, could you really see these two girls facing Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair and really going over? Like, we barely saw Unholy Alliance beating these girls. So you now see them against these juggernauts. It's like, yo, now it keeps doing this. Like we said, when you now introduce Liv and Raquel, now Natty and Maxine Dupree because of the boat. And it's just like it keeps going down. And then even for the rest of these people, I don't now. Gallus is the one I don't fully understand.
Yeah.
Because they were great for the tag team.
I like Gallus, yeah.
Yeah. And then these other three, Shotzi never got good in the ring. I'm sorry. Her in-ring talent still needed to be improved. It just never got better. All she had was a tank.
Every time she got in there, I kind of cringed when things were happening. And oh, that was close. Like, oh, that was that. Like, I've never wrestled a day in my life, but some of them look nasty.
Some of them was very problematic.
And that's my natural reaction in my body looking at it. Like, I can't stop that from happening.
And if you're seeing it like that, just imagine being in the arena while that's happening. Yeah. She's been paired with other people. Even Charlotte tried to get in there to try to make it a little better, and it just didn't come together.
That Money in the Bank match too, that she had a few.
Oh God, no.
And exactly. And so, but like I said, the bittersweet thing about all of this is something that Matt Cardona wrote and tweeted out.
Yep.
There's Matt 3 Cardona. Ways you can go about this.
My number one pick.
That was your choice. There's 3 ways you can go about this. You can either sulk about it, let it beat you. You can ride on your WWE name, or you can show these people why it was a mistake to let you go. And I will say each and every single person, all 17 of these people have the potential to do the third choice that Matt Cardona showed.
Bounce back.
All of these folks can go somewhere, will go somewhere. Let me rephrase that. Will go somewhere, because all of these people will land on their feet. There's not a single person that was let go that is going to fall on hard times, because all of these people are talents. They are WWE talents. Majority of them have held titles in the WWE and would be great acquisitions in different places. Braun Strowman would kill in New Japan. Cora Jade could go to TNA or back to AEW. I prefer TNA. The same thing with Dakota Kai. Shayna Baszler would kill at GCW or New Japan. Gigi Dolan as well in TNA. Jakara Jackson, TNA. Caden Carter, all of these folks. And if it even isn't even wrestling, they can step into a new world and be completely okay.
Right.
But I think each and every single one of these stars do fall into that realm of, I need to reinvent myself. I need to be able to show them why I am a product that you can push on WWE. And I don't think that was going to happen in the WWE. And Dakota Kai is one of the biggest examples of that, because I don't care if you're saying she's accident prone. She should have been the first women's intercontinental champion. That is what everybody wanted. That is what everybody was waiting to see. The same thing for Cora Jade. There were so many times Cora Jade should have been crowned NXT women's champion, but because you had so many new superstars coming in, oh, we got Julia. Oh, we just acquired Stephanie McCurry. Just got now Zarya.
Right.
Now we got the rest of these. We got rest of these people from the PLE: Lola Vice, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka.
Out of this list, who do y'all feel has who do you all expect to see back?
Braun Strowman will definitely come back. Cora Jade will definitely come back. Dakota Kai will definitely come back. I think Gigi Dolan will definitely come back. That's really it to me. I think the rest of these people will find success in other promotions.
I don't think we'll see any of them back.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Dakota
in WWE. Like, I feel like when they go, they go.
McIntyre or Cody.
Dakota, Cora, and Shayna has way too many friends in there that wouldn't mind helping bring them back. Something I forgot who said it. I think Jacob or either the mayor said it on a previous episode of WWT. Braun Strowman would be great in NWA if Braun Strowman was the NWA champion, oh
Mm.
my God, that would do so much for them. But I still say New Japan because he would, just like how me and Deonne had talked about in the previous episode, like best wrestlers. No, best Marvel characters that could become wrestlers. Braun Strowman would have that fame like the Thing in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would see him everywhere on all they magazines and stuff like that. But like, I don't want to say because I was finna sound racist, but I was like,
yeah, I heard it too. Don't.
I was about to speak Japanese.
You can't be problematic here.
Yeah, but Japanese. It was like Japanese words. Oh, son of a bitch, big son of a bitch. That's what it was gonna be.
Finish your flop, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna
Get out of here.
really quick though. I saw something really funny on the internet. I'm gonna send it to you guys though. But there's a meme video. It says when CM Punk found out that Cora Jade has been released, and it's him looking in the camera saying, "Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud."
But that's what makes me believe a few of these will come back. Like we've seen Braun Strowman released and brought back several times.
Sure.
And like again, Cora is like to Christopher's point, like Cora Jade is Roxanne's best friend. That leads into Booker T. Hell, I can even see Roxanne going to ROW for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these have to do with something that they said about Shayna Baszler. Jacob DeLawrence on WWE said this about Shayna Baszler was if you give Shayna Baszler enough time and promotion to put her over, it could work. Like if you gave Shayna Baszler a year of TV time, Shayna Baszler could go over. The only problem with that is you have so many people on this roster that you don't have the time to dedicate that to her. So that's why it's not working. So she has to go somewhere else where someone could do that. And that's the same with all of these people. All of these people need a little bit more time to be able to let their character develop, be somewhere to let the crowd get into them.
Man, I guess looking at this list, nobody likes release day. It happens, right?
Yeah.
But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. There's a shot of you. The journey's not over. How about that? It's not over for you. Yeah, like WWE said, like, hey, not anymore or not right now. But look at the people who came back. Look at the people who came back who are on top of the card. It's possible.
Drew McIntyre.
Is it a tough road? It's a tough road, sure. But the fact that they still have all these inroads and a lot of them are NXT talent too. They can make it back. They got Shawn's ear. They got Triple H's ear. They still got those numbers. They know them. There's always shots of coming back.
Yeah. And clearly we know people
back like this. You can't come back like you left. And I think a lot of these people have like that talent to go and make something more of themselves too.
Or Mensa is definitely one of those. If he just had a new like personality type and character, he would thrive.
Hit the indies and do character work, man. Like that's the key right now.
That's it. And so but again, like we said, we don't like to Dion's point, none of us like to see anyone get let go. And Gas Mask, I understand, like you say, folks are aging out. That's actually not true. You'd be surprised how many wrestlers who are in the top card right now are in their 40s.
Yeah, Seth, Punk, Randy.
Gunther's our age.
Gunther's our AJ.
Gunther is our age, and he was just world champion. So is Jay.
Jay
Jay too. Yeah,
Miz is pushing it up there now.
Yeah. And you got to remember too, we're not in the time of like the 90s and the 80s where these people are wrestling and putting their bodies on the line 6 days out the week for 359 days out the year.
Like how many house shows do they do now? Like a week? It can't be a lot.
I want to say maybe two. Maybe two. I think
it's all TV now.
I think you get like maybe 4 a month. The only ones that are really putting on outside that is NXT. And NXT just really kind of be like doing Florida shows, and that's just to help them develop more. Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, come see me in Tampa. Come see me in Jacksonville." It's like
because I love the house shows, man. Like they come to Atlanta for like their holiday tour, and those tickets super inexpensive. I was like on the floor,
but I think they do
the barricade. They still do the holiday tour? Okay.
They bunch them up now, I think is what they do. Instead of it being like a full tour, I think they kind of bunch them up. So like how you just said, like the Atlanta thing, it's like, okay, we're going to be in Georgia for this month and we're going to do 4 shows each week. We're going to have a super show there and then we'll move. I think they kind of save it for more like kind of how they did like NXT, like special editions where, hey, since we're in the upper New York area, we'll do Madison Square Garden here and stuff. But yeah, and so it's age is now where it's not too problematic anymore for you to be a superstar, just depending on your skill set. So, but especially
listen, tell that to DDP. DDP,
I was just thinking that, honey,
when his 36 years old.
36, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One of his first time, I was like, "Come on, man, anything's possible, yo." Boy, and John Cena about to be 50, and he's WWE champion. So anything 17 times. Yes, excuse me. But just like here at Kayfabe, like to Deonne's point, we wish all these folks that have been released, we wish y'all the very best. Y'all got it. We have no doubt that y'all are all gonna land on y'all feet, and I have no doubt that some of y'all, we are gonna see y'all once again, and that y'all will be thriving, and y'all will win the belts and leave the legacy in WWE that we deserve to see and that you deserve to have. So we wish y'all nothing but the best, and we are still surprised that Matt Cardona was Honey's #1 pick in the draft. But
Lord have mercy.
Speaking of that, that was a great segue to our next segment, Finish or Flop. If you are new here to the Kayfabe Podcast, Finish or Flop is where we take a wrestler's finishing move and we determine, is it a finisher or is it a flop? Now, in this episode, the finish or flop was passed to Honey, and this is her pick for this week's finish or flop. So, Honey, I'm going to pass the reins to you to introduce what is our finish or flop for this week.
All right, y'all. Welcome. I'm glad we're bringing back finish or flop. I've kind of missed it. Finish or flop for today is by someone we all know and love still to this day, a man of many names, the Dead Man, the Phenom, the Lord of Darkness, Taker of Souls. But in this case, American Badass was when he came up with this move, and it is the Undertaker's Last Ride, which is a finishing move that is like an elevated power bomb where he gives you a wedgie before he drops you on your ass. So
why do you have to say it like that? I can't see that now.
I think it's just fun. I mean, nobody could unsee it when it was done.
And we know that.
Listen, if you know the Undertaker and if you watched his many documentaries and interviews and things on when he speaks on this move, he has done it. He done it as a rib initially. Like, I don't know when it started or when he just started picking up on it and doing it to people, but he ended up just giving it an extra lift and just going for that slam, and people just thought it was hysterical. But it's like an elevated power bomb. There's been other variations of this, though this one has been like the primary one. We've seen, things like the Spirit Bomb that Keith Lee used to do. We've seen like the Golden Star Bomb, if you guys know Kota Ibushi. So yeah, Undertaker's Last Ride, finisher or flop, y'all.
Should I go first?
Sure, Deonne.
This is not a flop for me. I absolutely love the Last Ride as a finisher. Like you said, he came in with the American Badass sort of gimmick. Again, Last Ride, it fit the character, right? Something new than a tombstone during that time. I enjoyed it, man. Like, it was at the time when what year was that for 01? 2000, when he made 01, 02, he probably came back. So that's like the first of an elevated power bomb we'd ever seen. Like, we're like, hey, I'm already 7 feet tall. I'm gonna take you up 2 more feet. Like I'll just do that. And a lot of people took this finisher well too. For some reason, I'm thinking like Santino took it and he said a prayer before he went down or something. Or it was somebody. Maybe I don't remember if it was Santino taking that move or something. But it
was something, yeah.
Yep.
But But no, I absolutely love this move, man. It fit the character at the time. It became less of a finisher when he came back as his full-on dead man, the Undertaker that we all know. But yeah, I love this finisher, man. I like it. It's a finish for me. No flop.
No flop.
Yeah.
Hey, I know it's a production note, but Will, we spell Undertaker like Teddy Long say it.
The
Yeah, that's what I
Undertaker
did.
player.
That's what I did it.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Because I was looking up his stuff, right? I was looking up the stuff and trying to find pictures of it. And so they showed a short, and it was Teddy Long. And then I saw them do, like I had a subtitle. That was how it was written. I was going to bring that up in mind when it came to me. But you caught it first.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker player.
Yo.
Oh my God, Ed, you're right. You're absolutely right. It was
Nunzio.
Nunzio.
Yes, now and I'm seeing it right here. Yes, it was Nunzio that did the damn play.
Yes.
Sideburns and all.
You knew when it was going to be done to somebody like Jeff Hardy or RVD or Rey Mysterio that he was going to lift the shit out of them and just drop them.
When he did the Spike Dudley, I was like,
yo,
this is the problem.
Spike,
This is
poor
the problem.
Spike, man.
Separate note on this. Did Teddy Long have the urn? Because he just used Undertaker anytime he wanted to.
That was his
throw
weapon.
somebody in.
I felt like that was the one ball they dropped. Was like not having that, just not him having to hold it, but just in the office, just kind of right there,
like talking to him and shit.
Yeah, be like, on him. So you want a match? Well, guess what? You gonna have a match tonight, player, with the Undertaker. Like that was the original say his name.
You know what? They were on to something. Joe
Hendry was like, you know what?
But Councilman,
finisher
or flop for the Undertaker's last ride.
But yeah, I'm in agreement with Deonne. I believe it is definitely a finisher. To what he said, 7 feet. It's almost like doing a super power bomb off the top turnbuckle without having to get on the top turnbuckle. Like once you see them go up, it's literally like I've watched it and clocked it. It's like, yo, y'all are you're basically on the top turnbuckle, getting ready to take a power bomb,
right?
And it's like I ain't got to worry about getting on that or messing nothing up. I can do it straight from the ring. I think it was great. Just and again, too, it really all depended on who took it and everything. And I just thought it was great how people did take the last ride. Even when he did come back to the regular dead man phenom thing, and it kind of became a signature move. It was something you still just like to see. It was, and again, I always love seeing the creative versatility of the power bomb, like just how you mentioned, like Keith Lee's power bomb, even to Kevin Owens' pop-up power bomb, or Kevin Nash's jackknife power bomb.
The jackknife's my favorite.
Yeah, the Batista bomb.
Psycho Sid used to do a nasty power bomb too.
Yeah, I think Batista is probably one of my favorites of power bombs.
Well, he's going all the way, man. Like he's that's.
Yeah, so especially when he did it to Triple H, and Triple H had the sledgehammer and tried to hit him, and he brought like, oh my God, because it's it feels like such it's done. It's over.
It's such a seal the deal, close the coffin kind of move, which I think is also fitting for it being the Undertaker. So curious, would you guys like to guess who took the first televised last ride from the Undertaker?
X-Pac.
That's a very good guess, but no.
Christian.
You know what, Will?
I just guessed that too.
It was Christian because he was with Kane. They were the Brothers of Destruction, or they were starting it. It wasn't even a thing yet. And Kane was chokeslamming Edge, and Christian took the very first last ride. Wedgie and all.
I'm gonna tell you why I guessed that too, because it goes into our next segment. Yep.
Nice.
For the peeps.
You ate that.
But yes, I do believe that it is a finish for me. But honey, your thoughts. Is this a finish or a flop?
You're damn right it's a finisher, man. It's a dead man. It's a dead man. Is there any better way to seal the deal besides either he's dropping you on your head or he's dropping you on your ass? Which one you want? Take your pick.
When y'all were teasing it before we got on, and you said the Undertaker, I was like, You know what I thought of? I thought of the Hell's Gate. That's what I thought.
Ah, nice.
That is
That's a great finish though too.
That is
Like
a fantastic finish.
I've
Yeah,
been
it
putting the
works.
Hell's Gate, and at first I was like, I don't get why. It's just kind of like, and then it's when the head comes down like this. That's when it's like, ooh, like this is a straight UFC move, and like you have to be very cautious with the Hell's Gate because the pressure that's on you, you can low key pass out very quickly.
Yes.
Like, and I mean very quickly without you really knowing it. You just be like, especially like when you're trying to play it and stuff like that. Like I remember when I was wrestling at STW and someone got put in the Hell's Gate during practice and they were trying to do the thing where like it was the lift up. Like it was supposed to be showing that strength of picking them up and throwing them down. Dude passed out. During trying to lift him up, because again, like you're hunched over and like again you're like this now, so all not only is your windpipe cut off, but that blood is kind of starting to rush to your head a little bit, especially when
you start you're exerting trying to get up too.
Exactly, and you're already tired, so it catches you so quickly.
No, thank you.
Yeah, like even to like Ed's point, like you saw like Brock going purple, like it really like goes super fast when you're in that move.
These are unlocking a lot of memories here. When he first started the Hell's Gate, weren't people spitting up blood? Why am I remembering this?
No, somebody did. No, somebody
I feel
did.
like he had a run of like when he was cinching on them, they would spit out blood or something. They had
didn't they too? Like maybe I'm making this up, but didn't they also like ban him from doing it? And then he had to have like a match to bring it back. Like he had to win a match to bring his stuff back.
Yeah, something like that. We need. Where's our researcher?
Who did he do that to? Where he made them bleed?
There were a couple where it was like
they had Great Khali and Mark Henry. That's who it was.
Yeah. Because they wouldn't tap, and I remember like the ref had to go, no, ring the bell. Yeah, I remember that because Mark Henry was just like Mark Henry was out. Mark Henry was out of them.
Oh man, but yes, last ride, man, for sure. Finisher, man, just so good.
It's a three-way finisher for all of us, man. Pause. But let us know in the comments below how you feel. Is the Undertaker's last ride a finish or a flop? All right, and so now it's time to move into our next segment. It's not really a segment name, I guess. It's just one of our discussions. We have been talking about all kind of wrestlers and statuses, like who is the GOAT? Who's the most overrated? Who's the great submission specialist? No, not the boat before you throw that in there, honey. But who is which? But we have never really talked about who is the most underrated WWE superstar. And the reason why I mentioned Christian in that guess, honey, is because I made a list that was created by ChatGPT that listed some of the examples of some of the most underrated superstars. And of course, Christian was on that list. So that's why I threw that out there, because Christian was already on my mind.
Makes sense.
And so for those that are listening to the audio version, some of the examples that we have as the most underrated WWE stars go from Shelton Benjamin, Cesaro, William Regal, Lance Storm, Molly Holly, Dean Malenko, Christian, Caval, and Tajiri. But we want to know from, of course, our host and from everybody watching this and those that are in the live chat, who you think is the most underrated superstar. And for some reason, I'm feeling deja vu right now with this. I don't know why.
You've done this before. You've been here before.
I feel like I've been here before, and with these exact people in this chat right now, it was like orange bubbles. It's, man, I'm sorry, but it's just like crazy deja vu right now.
Are you sure? Wow.
Huh. Yeah, like I feel like I've been here before. That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
But honey, you're not just from this list. This is pretty much your pick. These are just examples that I want to throw up here. But I want to know from you, who do you think are some underrated WWE superstars? Doesn't have to be just one. Maybe you could do two, but it's up to you. Who's one that comes to your mind right now?
Damn, you know what's funny? William Regal's a very good underrated superstar. I'm trying to think of people that are not on this list.
But that's still a good list, though. That's
It
still
is.
a good
Yo,
list.
Tajiri, man. Why did
'Cause
we
I
pop
had him
so
on
hard
my.
for Tajiri?
Tajiri had
Oh,
it, bro, because the mist, like, you know, like it was just like if you love Japan wrestling, like it
it
was an
was so
ode to
good.
Japan, man. It is just he always seemed to kind of find himself in the right moments of WWE history, like whether it was funny, whether it was taking bumps, like it was just like we just thought like Tajiri was that dude. Like who was the one that like had a huge crush on Tajiri and wanted to like date him? I forgot what diva that was.
Oh my
I don't
god.
remember.
That like they got into a relationship.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Why is it? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. It wasn't Tori. No. Was it Tori Wilson?
Was it Tori Wilson?
I don't even
Or
remember
was it
that.
Stacey Kubler?
No, I think it was Tori
No, it
Wilson.
was Tori Wilson. It was Tori Wilson.
I'm almost positive it was Tori
Yeah,
Wilson.
no, no,
She
it
used
was
to
Tori
come
Wilson.
out with him, and they used to
Yeah,
go
it was
like
Tori
the
Wilson.
crowd would go
Yep.
nuts.
Yes,
Nuts.
it was Tori Wilson.
It
Yep.
was so funny. That was the
Yeah.
time of like the Odd Couple or the the
Mhm.
Latino Heat. You know, you had Eddie in China and all of that. Like, oh my god, I can't.
You are absolutely right. It was Tajiri and Tori Wilson.
Okay, how about this? There's a name that's not on here. How about the intellectual savior of the masses, Damien Sandow?
Damien Sandow is so underrated.
Damien freaking Sandow had it. Man, one of my favorite times with him was when he was Mrs. Stunt Double, man.
Yes.
The D-lister. Like it was freaking hysterical, but he had the mic skills. He definitely had the in-ring ability and that charisma. The crowd was so over for him. But they just never gave him that push. Like, and I feel like he would have done so good. That was at that time when, you know, you had guys like Santino Marella, even, you know, being hot at that time. And look at how crazy the crowd was for them. Like they were just as, you know, as elated as we get now if we see them.
I think he was one of like the first ones even too to have like a custom Money in the Bank case. I think he was the first one to do that. And then I would even say as well, Damien, like, you know, like we've always talked about how Miz does a great job with uplifting talent and roster and people on the card. But I would argue Damien Sandow is the one that actually was saving Miz during that time. Yes. I feel like he is the one that definitely carried that entire show when it was them as a tag team. Like, yo, when he had the toy tag team belts with them, I was like, yo.
But again, that's that buy-in, right? That's that buy-in to that character work.
So good.
Because we remember that. We might not remember a single match, but we remember him coming out with those tiny belts. We doing the stunts, which I always felt they had backwards. He should have been the one taking the beatings for Miz instead of the Miz taking the beatings, but it worked that way too. And
the way he
just
held
mimicking, just mimicking. But no, I that's a good pick. Yeah. I got a laundry list of names here.
Can I name one more?
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about Test?
Triple H got Test. Triple H did Test in.
They screwed that. I know that. But as far as like before all of that, he had a look. He had size. He definitely had
good elbow drop off the top.
He would do
big
that.
Man.
That power bomb he would do, or that test driver. The test driver was pretty dope. But they just never.
I like his music too.
That's probably one of my favorite theme songs.
But I couldn't ever. Once someone told me, they was like, "Yo, why is Kevin Nash little brother out here?" I could not unsee that.
I never saw him. I've never unseen. Who said that?
I never capped on
that.
My
homeboy said that, like the pants, everything. I was like. And I couldn't unsee that. It was like the General Mills version, the Great Value version.
I never even thought
Kevin
about
Mills.
I was like, damn. Like don't get me wrong. I think it was there.
It was there, and he had. But if they didn't put him with that storyline and whatever, like
no, because I think that should have been what could have catapulted him into being there. But it just was like, yo, like. Man, I don't know. It was just something still kept missing with Test. Like, I don't, you know what it is? Test didn't have great mic skills. That's what it was.
He didn't.
Unfortunately, he was in an era where mic skills was fire.
Yeah,
You better bring it.
like you better literally bring it because that was
you had
smoking.
to bring it on the mic, and so it was just like you could tell within a lot of those stuff, like a lot of those stories, like he was the one that was being carried. Melvin Nash is hilarious.
Y'all chill out,
that's
man.
diabolical.
But that's what it kind of felt like. So I don't know if I can put him on the underrated category, but he was I feel like he was definitely a pivotal part in other people's catapult to stardom, like Triple H. Like had Triple H and him not been that thing of Mary and Stephanie, I don't think you wouldn't have gotten the Helmsley McMahon era without Tess being a part of that.
Yep.
It just sucks on the back end. Tess they didn't maneuver him. They've been in position him better.
They only positioned him to be a part of a tag team with Albert, bringing in Chris, TNA, you know.
Yeah.
They were a hot tag team, but other than that, that's all that became of it.
Yeah, I think he would have if he would have had a great intercontinental championship run, I think we could have had this conversation.
They tried to do something with him after, like in the 2000s and stuff like that, when he went solo and he cut his hair and they changed his music. But
then everybody looked generic. Like
everything was
he looked like Kevin Nash. If you'd have made that hair white, I wouldn't have known the difference. I was like, is that Kevin Nash?
If you had long hair and it was the early 2000s, you cut it. And you started looking very cookie cutter after that.
Yeah. And so it became a problem. For me, mine is on here already. Christian. I think Christian is the most underrated WWE superstar. Like, this man should have had multiple championship runs. Like, I think like they dropped the ball with not having him and Edge be one of the biggest feuds for like this is very debatable, but I'm throwing it out there. I'd have rather seen after Edge and the John Cena run, give me Edge and Christian fighting for the title. Like I think he was one of them. I think he had the mic skills. I think again he's Captain Charisma. Like we had so much potential with Christian that I don't think that they utilized. And the fact, like when I saw them just making him ECW champion, I was like, bro, come on. Like he would have been perfect to have won Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Right after. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
There was so much potential there. And it was just like they did not give it to him. Because it's like, yo, if you're going to make Jeff world champion, how the fuck is Christian not one of those people you consider
Captain Charisma, man?
Well, come on, man.
And that's when they should have pulled that trigger, man. When he was going up against Cena, I think he may have been Intercontinental champion at the time.
Yeah.
Not Cena, but Christian. And they had some really good back and forths, man. Like this is Cena's new heel for now. And he had the heater with Tyson Tomko, was that his name?
Yeah.
So he had a bodyguard too. It all lined up for Christian to become at least champion during that time. And they never pulled the trigger on him, man.
But if you think about it now, without all of that, we wouldn't get the Christian we have in AEW.
The father.
Hey,
Christian,
man, you give me.
You're wrong. Yeah. You're wrong.
His pyro budget was like Cody's back in the day, man. Like
yes, it was, bro.
That falling pyro, man. Oh, so good.
Didn't it go both ways though? Like
it was raining. It was just raining.
Oh my god, it was gorgeous. I loved it.
Yeah. Another one I have is Jazz. I think Jazz was just before her time. I think she was just before her time. Yo, she was just born.
She was ahead of her time.
Yeah, she was just in the wrong era. She was just put in the wrong era. Like if Jazz was here now,
child, Jazz versus the Juggernaut.
Right. And then the thing is, you know, that kind of also got me bummed because I was like, I hate to say it like this. Actually, I don't hate to say it like this. Jazz is another one of those who got the same product, had got the same results as R-Truth to John Cena because Beth Phoenix is just the white Jazz. That's it. In every aspect. And if memory serves me correct, didn't Jazz and Beth have the same finisher? Doesn't Jazz do that thing where she lifts them up and throws them down?
I feel like I've seen her do it.
I want to say they both had the same finisher.
Huh. Gotta go back to the videotape on that one.
Boza, let me know if I'm wrong, but I really was just like, wow. So Beth Phoenix is just Jazz.
Yeah.
That's it. And Jazz, because I remember when Jazz used to come to the ring and the stuff she would do, I'm like, because she was the reason, like, again, like, for me, I can't speak for everybody else. Gas mask, they're really not, if you think about it. I want you to really give that some thought on personality, persona, everything. They both, outside of her being named the Glamazon, literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. But when Jazz came out, like during that time where it was just like bra and panties matches, and really outside of Trish Stratus and Lita,
nobody was wrestling at that time.
But when Jazz came in, like Jazz made you want to watch the match. It's like, hey, yo, it's like, yo, who is this girl?
Like she's coming to wreck house.
Yeah, it's like, who is this chick? And it was just like when you'd see it, but it was like, yo, this was a time. Yeah, Taz is definitely one of those. I wouldn't say Taz is underrated. I wouldn't say Taz is underrated.
His WWE run wasn't great. Like he came in, he choked out Kurt Angle, should have put him like in good position.
Yeah, an amazing like debut.
But his ECW run was amazing.
But again, but that's the thing too. Gimmick wise, it's like, yo, you were great for where you were. Like you were great because of what ECW was. That worked well for you. But now when you're in a show where we're outside the hardcore aspect, it's like, okay, you're no Dean Malenko. You're definitely you're not Benoit.
Yeah, but the other thing is, a lot of his matches weren't like hardcore matches, and like during his big run at ECW, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when he got to the main roster, Taz is a smaller guy too, and it was visible when you saw him. But you could still have done something more with him. That's all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely
put him on commentary, and I still like that was still pretty good too.
So. Oh yeah. But I couldn't classify him as like underrated. I don't think he was. I think he was where he needed to be. And then Shelton Benjamin for me, same. I'm just like, yo, that was one of the
after the classic with Shawn. How do you not?
I'm like, how did we not like? The only thing I would probably say what held him back was mic skills.
Oh, good God!
But if I'm just being honest, Shelton Benjamin should have been a Paul Heyman guy.
Oh my good God!
I think he could have been.
I think he would have been a great Paul Heyman guy. Oh, yep, it is confirmed by Courtney. Yes, both had the same finisher. Agree with Jazz had a wonderful interview she did during Queen of the Ring red carpet. I think that's out. If it isn't though, but just make sure to go check on WWT to catch all of that Queen of the Ring footage featuring, of course, the PR Princess Courtney, and as well as Wrestling with Honey's commentary and footage over there as well. But like I said, Beth Phoenix, Jazz walked so Beth Phoenix could get all her glory. But she was just, she was just ahead of her time and just was put in the wrong era, in my opinion.
True.
Agreed.
Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not.
No.
That asshole just fucked his own career up. No. And was given so many chances.
He was.
So many chances to be great and just can't get right. That was him. He just couldn't get right. You saw that in AEW too. It was like bro, like what more do you need? Like they putting you with everybody major. They're putting you under all of these wings, and like, what are you not getting right?
It ain't clicking.
And he was swimming with sharks around that time too. Still, right. Man, like he was. Yeah, it was too early. It was way too early.
It was way too early for him. And then my last one, and I'll move it over to you, Deonne, which I feel like.
How many did we do? How many did you do?
I mean, because we were just talking. That's why you said you had a list, so I was like, all right. I was
going to strategically pick from this. Okay,
12-10, y'all. 12-10. That's all I know.
Okay, well then there you go.
Well, 110. 110.
I'm about to say, wait, what? I was like, because we passed. Molly Holly, I think she does not get her flowers, and I think they did her whole run wrong. In my opinion, but yes, it's on you now.
Oh no, I didn't mean to brush it.
No, you just said list. So I was like, okay, well then let's just discuss some of these that are right here. If we get to this list.
Also love this list. I would have picked Christian too, for all the same reasons you said. They should have put the strap on Captain Charisma way earlier than the ECW title. How about that? Even he's world champion, but by then he wasn't. Yeah, it was too late, man. It was too late. Love the pick of Shelton Benjamin. Loving. Let's see. Oh, I got D'Lo Brown on my list too. I love D'Lo. I loved D'Lo Brown, man. I don't know if he was like. Let's just start from like the beginning with D'Lo, man. He was part of the nation. He wasn't wrestling, but he was taking bumps. Then he became like full on D'Lo Brown. Rock got him the chest protector and went through the roof after that, man. After the nation run, and then he had a run with Mark Henry, there wasn't much left for D'Lo at that time, man. I think he had the mistake with or the unfortunate accident with Draws, and just didn't sort of rebound after that, unfortunately. I like Tajiri's on the list, man. I love that.
Can we just also talk about though how D'Lo always looked like he was on cocaine?
Well, he do that a lot.
Right, D'Lo walked out like he had just took a fresh line in Gorilla. It was just like, all right, let's go.
That's the real deal now. I put Rhino down too. I thought Rhino could have been a good run. What happened? Did I miss something?
No, I was just still laughing at what he just said about D'Lo.
Because when you start thinking about it and it plays,
I popped. Yo, man, I always wonder, how,
what you want,
man,
bro?
And I think he talks about the story of how like when he came out and he just started doing the head thing and the walk and shit, and like Vince kept saying like whatever that is, do that, and he was like okay, and that's what he kept doing. Like it just worked. And then when he was on the on the freaking, I can't do that shit to save my life. I break my neck if I do that shit.
Right, that's what you do. I'm limited now. I'm doing it.
I don't know how
one of the best frog splashes ever, too, man. I like
it.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Frog splash is so different. So different. I put Elijah Burke down too. I loved Elijah Burke in ECW. Yes. The new what was the new era of ECW, New Breed, or whatever they called themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The fact that he never held the ECW championship and he was the new.
Yes, he did.
When did he hold it?
He was the last one. He was the last one to hold it.
No, Ezekiel Jackson wasn't it?
Oh, that was him. No, I'm sorry. Ooh,
I don't think he ever held that title.
I don't think he did.
But it was like him versus Punk. It was him and like that. They were the faces of ECW. Yeah, I absolutely loved Elijah Burke, man. I like the double knees finisher. Like he was a cool character, especially for ECW at that time too. A very not obscure one, and I'll end with this one and one more. The Brian Kendrick was a phenomenal gimmick.
That was great.
I enjoyed the Brian
with the plan.
Yeah.
Like I love the music. I loved his gear.
Yes.
I saw a post.
He was funky.
I saw a post when they showed a picture of the cruiserweight title, and it was like, "Who's the first person that comes to mind when you see this title?" And I was like, "The Brian Kendrick."
The Brian fucking Kendrick.
But here's the thing: he even had like a main event run a little bit.
Almost.
When they did that championship scramble.
Yeah.
Like technically he's been
that was great.
Technically he's been WWE champion for 2 minutes. So Raven.
I consider those names to be WCW wrestlers. Like he was better there. I feel like he was better. I mean, Raven was great when he became hardcore champion and he was a WWE, had that slight run. Billy Kidman, same, but I think they're more WCW.
He's where he's supposed to be. He's where he's supposed to be.
But that was
you said before the Brian Kendrick. What was the one you said before that?
Who did I say? I'm sorry. Elijah Burke. Yeah.
Elijah Burke. Yeah. But I was just gonna say, shout out to him. He is the current all Caribbean wrestling champion. So glad to see him still thriving and doing his thing. And
he did a lot after WWE too. So but my last one for the Brian Kendrick was great theme music. But my last one for the women's division who would kill today, obviously, would be Victoria. I thought Victoria coming in with that crazy, again, unhinged characters, man. You give me
Tattoo, all the
unhinged,
things you said.
give me unhinged characters, and her finisher. What
Yes.
crap? What was it called? The Widow's Peak? Was that it?
Widow's Peak.
Widow's Peak.
That looked like it hurt every time.
Hey, you know what? That's another one that just wrong era.
True. You put her, you take her now, put her here.
Or even when it was just the women's title, like before the Divas era or after, would kill right now.
Yeah, those are my underrated ones, man. I never saw the appeal for Cesaro personally for me, but
Cesaro's matches were incredible. Like I think that the King of Swing, once you started branding him, I think it worked because of his performance. It was one of those small things I think that was missing because I started getting the pull between him, but I think when he started to get his shine with that heel run, not that face run, and he became King of Swing, they should have started with that first instead of bringing him on as a heel.
Yeah,
I think that's what kind of like really lowered his stuff. So, but let us know in the comments though of this video, who do you think is the most underrated wrestler in WWE? WWE wrestlers, not WCW. We will most likely do WCW most underrated wrestlers.
Underrated. Should have been world champion.
Juventud Guerrero.
The juice, boy. The juice.
Shit.
The juice. Hoovy was bad, man. I love Hoovy.
Love the Juventud Guerrero, man. All right. So of course it is May 4th if you are watching this, and of course it is officially Star Wars Day. So May the 4th be with you. And so we wanted to also do a segment just for Star Wars as well. And this is our best wrestler 2. So we'll kind of go a little bit quick with this one because we also have to do our backlash prediction.
Oh,
yeah, because but we only have 4, so that's a great thing anyway.
That's good.
We only have 4, yeah. And Honey, because Honey will not be here Saturday because she will be on duty. She is going to 90s Con. Is that what it's called?
90s WrestleCon.
90s WrestleCon, along with the PR Princess, having a great time. Cannot wait to hear all of the stories and tales from there. But we know Backlash will be next week, May the 10th. And so we wanted to make sure we get our prediction, at least for the matches that are announced. And we'll talk about the results most likely next week, Sunday, when we're on there. But best wrestler to be in Star Wars. Who would be the best wrestler to be in the Star Wars franchise?
There's a few. You can go
first. I'll keep
it
it short and pick one. The Undertaker for me. I seen the Undertaker as like a Force ghost or a Sith Spectre. You could even do the Ministry of Darkness Taker with him just with the robe and the hood.
Yo,
I like that.
Undertaker in Star Wars would be amazing.
Him on the hill of Tatooine at night going rest in
peace. His hands like that. His eyes
That's perfect. It would look
perfect. Oh like my God, that's perfect. I'm going with the Fiend as a Sith Lord.
Oof, disgusting.
With the double lightsaber, I can see that with it.
Yep, Bray Wyatt and the Fiend as a Sith Lord.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the double sword because I was gonna say I could see Finn Balor as Darth Maul.
Oh, yo, Finn Balor would be insane with a lightsaber. I feel like
Finn will fuck somebody up with a lightsaber, dog.
It's not a big role, but Sage D said Eddie as a smuggler. Perfect.
Oh my God, that works.
Dang it, Sage. I wasn't gonna say Eddie. I was gonna say Dominic Mysterio as a Han Solo type character.
I was gonna say LA Knight for Han Solo.
I could so see that. Yeah. That's in the same thing. Yeah.
Or even let's see.
About to do the Kessel run in 3 parsecs. Yeah.
Miz is C-3PO.
Miz would be an asshole though. Miz would
be a funny ass C-3PO.
Yo, carrying Cross as like a forgotten Sith Lord.
Oh, stop playing with me. Oof.
I can see that.
Seth Rollins as Anakin when he first turned to the dark side.
I mean, I know, but if we being honest, Cody Rhodes would definitely get like a 3-movie story arc at Star Wars. If that's not like Luke Skywalker or something, like from
making a whole other
young
timeline.
Jedi to an old Jedi, like that, like Cody Rhodes would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Deonne, no notes. I have no notes on that one.
Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura is like a Qui-Gon Jinn kind of.
Especially with his hair.
Yeah.
Give him a little.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman as Palpatine.
Nice. That is
wise man.
Cool.
I could also see Rhea Ripley as like a Jabba the Hutt like character, like underworld boss. Like if you
like a Boba Fett sort of deal.
Not even a Boba Fett, because he's more a bounty hunter. I would say like Jabba, like head boss. Like I could see like someone like Boba going to have to talk to her to be able to get ready to do a run. Like I can see her as like a big boss.
Have you watched Boba?
Yes,
Will?
I loved it.
Okay. He became a bit of a gangster too, but
yeah, I don't know what. But yeah, that's why I'm like, because that's why I keep them completely separate. Because Jabba was like big boss, but like Boba was like, we saw him from the come up, like and stuff like that. Like if I had to even put anybody with Boba,
who could be that?
Probably outlaw? Jacob. Probably Jacob Fatu would be Boba.
Lord have mercy, man.
I can see that.
I'd put Randy Orton under the helmet.
There we go. That's a better. That's a way better. That's a way
better.
Yes.
What about like Gunther as like Count Dooku or something like that?
I can see that. No, I can see that. Him being the head of some. Actually, too, I can see him like political, like very like a political senator and stuff like that that don't play. I could see him as that.
APA is bounty hunters. I'd watch that show.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
I would definitely watch that.
This was fun, man.
I like this one.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Recast Star Wars.
We should do these.
We can do it.
Like depending on the theme of around the time we shoot and stuff.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
We can throw these in. I would love to like recast with wrestlers. And then just one more and we'll move into our predictions. Stephanie Vaquer as a Sith Lord.
Oh hell yeah.
Woo!
Stephanie as the Empress instead of an Emperor.
As an Empress, I'll join real quick. I'm dark side.
Yes,
I'm dark side. Soon as she like that, soon as she do that little saber with the sound. Oh, take me, take my hand, lead me to the dark side. I'm ready.
Please, let's
go.
Ready.
Give my horns. Give my horns and my hood. I'm ready to go. I like red contacts anyway.
Those were some good ones. Those
are some great ones, man. But we hope y'all have an incredible Star Wars day. May the 4th be with you, of course. But like we said, we do want to get into our quick backlash predictions, which is going to be happening next Saturday, May the 10th at 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Oh yeah, Stephanie can. Never mind. Let me not do that.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it. I already know where I was going.
You knew where I was going.
Because it's 66, which is.
I'm sorry.
We're better than that, y'all. We're better than that.
We are. I apologize, y'all. I apologize for my mental outbursts.
I had to stop. I had to stop you. I'm like, no.
Sage D, you are an enabler, sir. But we know all the matches haven't been announced. We're not particularly sure if we may get Obi-Wan Cody is dope. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi?
That
doesn't even sound right.
I mean, hey, you gotta bunch it up. That's not my best work. I get it. But we know normally they have about 5 matches. I think we're short 1. So I'm not sure if we may have the women's championship being defended at Backlash or if we will get the world heavyweight championship defended against Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. We haven't got those announcements yet, but we do know 4 of the matches that will happen at Backlash. And here is one of them, a fatal 4-way for the U.S. championship. Jacob Fatu will defend his title against Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and LA Knight. I was going to say Damian Sandow because we were talking about it. I was like, that's not his name. That is not his name at all. But honey, your prediction: who's walking out as the U.S. champ?
Oh man, this is all. I mean, I feel like this is basically like low key Drew, Damian, and LA Knight saying, "I want to work with Jacob. I want to work with Jacob. Let's just put him over." So Jacob's winning. Like, yeah, Jacob's destroying and cleaning house and all that. He's unstoppable.
Deonne,
yeah, I'm gonna have to co-sign that one too. The way they've been featuring Jacob as just this unstoppable Samoan werewolf.
He's a magnet.
Like, it's gonna be a hell of a four-way too. With these four, coming out bruised.
Oh yeah.
But this is gonna be probably this could steal the show, man. But we do have that main event. But yeah, Jacob retains, man.
For sure.
From post to post, coast to coast. You got what I mean? 5, 2.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no.
America's Most Wanted.
I love that. I loved when he said that. I was like, I said, ding, ding, ching, ching. There it is. Put it on a shirt now.
Yes, I need all that.
Is it copyrighted? Is it copyrighted though? It's a TV show.
Not necessarily to use as a persona. Like he could use it like as not a persona, as a moniker. Could use it. We
can't print merch with that though, right?
No, you could. I think you could.
I'm almost good.
Yeah, and then it's slight ways that you at least like spell it differently, that to where not even spelling it like where it's incorrect, but like different little things. But what would be hard? What you saying that if they used his real mugshot?
Yo,
if they use Jacob's real mugshot as merch, number one, I'd buy that. Even if I can't fit it, I'd buy it. Our next match is the man Becky Lynch will go up against the women's intercontinental champion Lyra Valkyria. With this interesting turmoil between these two since WrestleMania, who do you see walking out as the women's intercontinental champion? Deonne, let me start with you.
Yeah, I don't think we do the story that we're doing if we don't get Becky this title. Her heel turn, we'll probably get more out of Lyra too. Through this story, I hope, because she's talented, man. It's just there's a disconnect somewhere for me. But feuding with Becky for a month or another month, a month or two or whatever should help her out. But I don't think you do all this with Becky and not give her the title. So Becky's new Intercontinental Champion.
All right. Honey, your prediction.
I agree. Triple H was considering and contemplating pissing off people at WrestleMania with one horsewoman, but instead, no, we're gonna have people pissed off with this horsewoman, my greatest horsewoman, Becky Lynch. So I definitely see her getting that title back, snatching it back from Lyra. It'll give Lyra a reason to pretty much turn the edge up a little bit. I think Lyra, this is all pretty much in order to build her up. And to just help her, click with the people and, just give some edge to her storyline wise. And it's going to be the better for it. If it worked in NXT, I'm almost positive it could work here as well in this case. But yeah, welcome to the big time, Lyra.
I'm going with Becky because Lyra ain't it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I like Lyra as the bird lady, but after I saw it Monday when she got beat up and she did not sell that at all, I think she definitely needs to go back into the personality wise and learn the ropes of being a entertainer as much as she is a wrestler. Because when it was the manhandle slam and she was,
ma'am, like
they're like, what are you? What? Like, you're getting hit, right? But why? But what? Manhandle slip. But
like,
what the fuck are you doing?
First of all, you getting knocked out by your hero. This ain't the first time you dealt with this. You better get your ass back up.
Did not sell that whatsoever.
Didn't sell a damn thing.
It was poor.
I was upset about that.
That's what she's like. That's why I figured out what's missing with Lyra. She does not know how to be an entertainer outside of being a wrestling performer. She has to learn the entertainment side. She has to learn how, because if she'd have sold like getting knocked out and then getting up and we see her getting out the ring crying, like I just like, I'm distraught that my hero just did it. Oh, we'd have been over with Lyra.
Because we've seen this before. The hero, destroys the student or do whatever, and like, oh, I can't believe it.
And Becky gave us that lasting shot.
She gave that. No, I'm not even gonna say that live. No.
She gave her a silver plate. She was like, "Look, I'm laying it up for you. All you got to do is throw
it down."
And didn't do it. And that would have made that promo she did the following week even harder. But that's what she got to work on. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Next up is this bullshit match here between Pat McAfee and Gunther.
I don't want to hear y'all say nothing about a Goldberg Gunther match ever again.
Now it got it.
I know you would have rather saw that than this.
I much would have rather took Goldberg versus Gunther for this. I'll go first. Gunther for the dog wash McAfee, and McAfee gonna be out. So
for college football season.
Yeah, so that's me right there, Gunther.
Gunther. No notes.
Hold, please.
Oh, she's looking.
Gunther, the ring general Gunther. Though I haven't been happy with his actions as of late, it's still Gunther because we know why this is happening.
I love his actions. He should choke out Pat McAfee every week. Just randomly start choking out people.
Then Corey Graves can get back in there.
Yes. And then that way NXT Bonafide can now happen. So keep choking people out, Gunther. And then, of course, the main event, the Viper in his hometown, taking on 17-time John Cena.
This picture's great.
One more time.
One last time, Deonne.
One last time.
No more after this. Just one last time.
It. One last time.
Oh.
The question is, who walks out? Do we get a 15-time Randy Orton, or does Cena continue to ruin wrestling?
Dude, this is a tough one for me, but I think
I'm sure
Cena's on a heel run. Cena wins this. I want Randy to get 50. That's what's my math? 31 title reigns between the two of them. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
That's wild.
32.
31 between two.
32
between the
no 31.
It would be 32 if he made it.
Yeah. I'm giving him 15 already. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But no, I think Cena pulls this one out. I think it's gonna be 1-4. I really hope this is a good one, especially if this is their last one. Man, make it as memorable as you can make it, because y'all started together 20 plus years ago. And y'all are main eventing a backlash in Randy Orton's hometown.
In
2025, where Randy Orton is the face and John Cena is the heel. Never in my life would I thought this would happen.
Ever.
And I want this to be special, man. I'm trying to keep my expectations at a solid level. But
shoot them up.
This is seeing two greatest of all times during the era that we watched them. We watched them for their entire career. And we get to see them one last time. Mm-hmm. Smooth Randy Orton versus John Cena as a heel now. That boy be slithering, man. Like
that camera shot was so perfect.
He's so smooth in the ring, man.
Not one wasted move.
It's like velvet. So yeah, Cena retains, but man, I hope it's a good one.
Honey, your predictions. What's the honey pot prediction?
I feel like this is going to be a 5-star match. I really hope there's no bullshit that goes on in this match. I just wanted to be 1-on-1, two of these wrestling gods going at it in this state, as Deonne had said. I think that John Cena is going to continue to ruin wrestling. I think it's possible we could get a punt. But I think that John Cena will ruin wrestling and possibly turn Randy back into the original Viper he used to be after he loses in his hometown. So
What if he punts Randy, man? Like, what if Cena punts Randy?
That'd be hilarious.
that'd be crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
But Cena's definitely retaining. I love you, Randy, man. I love you. I love you. I love you. But you know those hometown heroes ain't getting it, man. We're not finna take off the title of Cena like that. It's no shade to St. Louis or anything, but and Backlash either. But you know, just
it ain't low key, Jax Packer. That's high key. That's
this is
high
definitely Rock versus Austin.
Yeah. I'm going with Cena winning only because of shenanigans from a returning Kevin Owens.
Oh wow, you don't think he's
You don't think he gone?
I don't think he gone. I think something's gonna happen, but I
or
do
Cody.
I think Cody will stay out of this one.
Okay, because I'm just saying we haven't seen Cody in a while. Deonne, do you know anything?
Well, no, because no, Cody's scheduled to come back.
He's scheduled to come back next week. That's right.
Yeah, May 15th. So
he's not texting me back right now. He was in Disney World, so I let him be with his family.
Yeah, as he should be, man. He worked hard. But yeah, I'm seeing that. But I do need to see attitude adjustment into a RKO. I gotta see that at least one time. I gotta see that. Y'all remember that where he had Randy up and did this and he RKO'd him?
Yeah.
I gotta see that one time.
Be some nods to their old matches. Definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all really want to bring it back, wear similar colors that y'all wore when y'all were fighting at that time.
Yep. Randy, you gotta wear
already in the green again.
Yeah.
Too. So
Randy go back to the Viper colors. Ooh, it's gonna be good. But we know Backlash will be happening next week. Again, we will get a chance to talk about it next week after that. So let us know, though, your predictions in the comments and how y'all feel about Backlash coming up. But we want to thank each and every single one of y'all for checking out another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast. Again, trying to keep this within the 2-hour range for y'all. So we did a great job. Want to thank of course, my co-host as well, People's Nightmare Wrestling Honey, for being up in here. But you know, we got to go pay those bills. And we know we want y'all to go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So again, make sure that you like this video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel so we can be able to keep doing these great episodes of the Kayfabe Podcast. Once again, happy Sunday. May the 4th be with you, and we will catch y'all next week. Peace.